What was first, the idea of FeelReel, of your startup, or the idea of leaving TikTok?
I see FeelReel installed in every phone in the world. Only resilient one will stay on this journey.
What if FeelReel fails?
First-time founder, I think that I don't want to scare people too much with these terms like self-reflection or therapy. I would definitely not recommend to anyone to give up the job just like I did last year. I liked my work at TikTok.
How does even one get into working on TikTok?
Severe content every day, they all just redundant by TikTok. So huge redundancy happened recently.
Did I just come up with a brilliant idea? I want to believe I did.
100%, absolutely.
No. Hi dear friends. Today, after 6, I want to deep dive into a very interesting but scary topic of quitting your 9-to-5 job to establish a startup. Next to me is my beautiful friend Olia Bunesku, who is the CEO and co-founder of early stage startup FeelReel here in London. Hi Olia, how are you?
Hello Angela, hello everyone. It's nice to see you and thanks for having me here.
I want to start by saying the first time we met, I don't remember if you remember how we met, but I remember we had a conversation and you were asking for some small marketing advices for the FeelReel.
Yeah.
And back then there was no product itself, there was no FeelReel. And I remember looking at you and thinking to myself, she's so energetic and she looks so happy as a startup founder. For me, someone working with startups in the past, it was kind of a shocker that someone can look so happy in such a stressful world. So one of the aims for me today is to understand how do you manage your stress and how do you manage to still stay positive under so many different circumstances. But without further ado, tell me how it all started. You moved to the UK. I know we share a similar story. You moved to the UK as Russia started the full-scale invasion in Ukraine. So as did I. And you started your corporate job? Or how it happened? How did you start your corporate job?
Yeah, so that story is devastating and amazing at the same time. That's something that sometimes I feel guilty because escaping the war, leaving all my family there, leaving my friends there and starting a new life, this is something very difficult to overcome easily.
Yeah.
So, but at the same time, lots of new opportunities opened to me just when I arrived to London. It was so amazing to see how many people willing to help us Ukrainians, and I'm very grateful to the universe and to my host family that welcomed me here and they integrated me like a daughter. So it was just amazing. And yes, you're right, I started corporate when I came here. So after 2 days I'm in England, I already applied for TikTok job position.
How do you apply for a job in TikTok? Tell me about the process.
So I saw this job position on the official website, TikTok Careers, and then I started looking for referrals.
Yeah, of course,
Because when I arrived into the UK, they all said, just find someone to refer you because it will increase your chances to be in the company. So basically through community, I found a person who already worked at TikTok. I even didn't remember his name right now, but thank you so much for helping me. And that's how I received my first invitation to pre-screening. And then it was maybe 4 interviews, if I'm not mistaken.
So there were 4 stages before an offer.
Yes.
What was your first day at TikTok? Do you remember? Like when you came to the office, you saw your future teammates. Do you remember the day?
Yes, I remember. I actually wouldn't say that it was so special.
No? Okay.
Everyone was very busy.
Yeah.
And
I know.
Everyone just staring at the computers, laptops.
Yeah.
And I was trying to understand where my team's sitting in this huge office.
All right, yeah.
And I just opened my laptop and I started reading the documentation, I think. And then maybe during the lunchtime, it was more interesting because I had the opportunity to actually speak to my team and have some tasty food.
All right. So you also had food included in TikTok.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's a big plus or big good thing when you're working in corp. So what was your job? What were you actually doing in TikTok from day to day?
So I started from the ground. Despite my professional experience as a IT project manager, software engineer in Ukraine, even HR manager a bit, I started as a content moderator. That's why the recruiter on last interview, she said, maybe you overqualified, maybe you need to look for something else.
Yeah.
But I wanted to start fast.
Yeah.
I wanted to secure my financial savings. I want to increase my stability in this country. So I realized that finding a job with my specialty, it will take longer than I have time at all.
Yeah.
That's why I really was focused on getting content moderation job position and then started growing on corporate later.
So content moderation, that was the title, yeah?
Yeah.
And just so I understand, what does this job look like day to day? Like you go to the office, what are your actual duties? What do you do? Can you describe me your day as a content moderator in TikTok?
One word, video.
Video, okay.
Yeah, lots of videos. You need to be very focused, accurate, have lots of details on everything of this video that you watch. And this is huge scope of amount of videos every day that moderators need to watch and review. So you're reviewing video content, I would assume for some region then, yes? You were? Yes, so I was a Ukrainian content moderator.
Okay, and you are moderating the videos for safety reasons or for some inappropriate content, right? Something like that?
Yeah, so actually this is all safety reasons. Inappropriate content, scary content, everything that can be there, we need to moderate. And right now, these manual content moderation positions, they all just redundant by TikTok. So huge redundancy happened recently.
Because of AI growth?
Yes. That's how I read articles right now. I don't know the inner reasons about them or about it, or maybe some confirmation.
Yeah, sure.
I just know this public information that yes, AI grows and it takes over the job.
Yeah, because obviously when you're doing manual content moderation, how I understand it, you go manually through the videos, so you have to watch all of those videos. Some of them might have traumatic content for the person, and then obviously AI can substitute that without having bias or just without having a perception of the human. It sounds to me like quite a lot to take personally when you're doing content moderation manually. What was the thing that you loved about that job? Culture.
Yes, and my team. Because of all of this atmosphere that we created together, it really helped to overcome all difficulties of this job, because we understood what we're facing on a daily basis. We could reach out to anyone from our team and say, look, I need some help and I just can't overcome this. And all of this support and friendly conversations that actually meant a lot on this job position.
Yeah. I also feel like in my corporate job, and for so many people, the thing that you value the most isn't actually a thing or a job itself. It's the people you interact with, the community, the people you're building something with, even if the product isn't your dream or lifestyle, but the people around sometimes can make it a bit of a different experience. I feel this way as well. And that's quite fair. I think most of the people feel this way. But what about the other part? What you didn't like about your job, or what was the most annoying in that job back then?
I would say that it's very easy to lose yourself because you actually serve every day the big goals of big companies, and you grow inside the company. You live inside the company. It's creating such a bubble where it's your comfort zone, and this is very difficult to step out and say, okay, what I am without TikTok, for example, or Google or Meta or whatever it is. And it's very easy to forget about your personal dreams, purposes, and just even work-life balance. Because when you see all people work on something that level, you, by inertia, just go with them.
Yeah. You said about work-life balance. Did you feel like you have work-life balance working at TikTok?
Yes, we definitely did. But when you're a content moderator, it's very difficult to switch off emotionally. Because when I became a project manager in trust and safety team, it became completely different experience. I didn't face the severe content every day. I just had my job of project management as usual. So it was pretty straightforward. But when we're talking about moderation, that's something that you need to learn how to give up after 5 p.m., for example. Just let it go.
So you got promoted, right? Yeah. And you started a new position, meaning you wanted to continue working at TikTok, right?
Yes, I actually liked my work at TikTok.
Okay.
I was amazed by all these people that I met. I had a few business trips to Dublin to see my colleagues and work on global projects. I communicated with America, Asia, Europe, and I was just living my dream that I even was afraid to dream of. And so I was quite happy about that.
If you were happy about this job, why did you decide to leave TikTok?
It was very sudden.
Sudden? Okay.
Because
Tell me about this moment, because it feels to me like you were facing obviously lots of difficulties, but you said you had a supportive culture, you had an amazing people you've been working with, you had some work-life balance, obviously less when you were doing content moderation, more when you were promoted to trust and safety. What was the decision to leave coming from? How did it happen?
I remember that this decision came to me after maybe 7 months working as a new project manager title.
As a new role, the promoted one.
Yes, and I remember that my inner voice became louder and louder every day. Like, okay, you follow company's goals, KPI, OKRs, and you doing everything for that. What else? What about you?
I see. What was first, the idea of FeelReel, of your startup, or the idea of leaving TikTok?
I think that I wanted to leave TikTok for starting my business.
But there was no idea of FeelReel back then yet?
It was already.
So you have decided to leave TikTok and to start FeelReel. Was it scary?
It was frightening. It was very very scary. I remember I couldn't sleep a few days.
Only days?
Yes.
For me, it would have been months. It's...
Yeah, I could relate. I even didn't have any appetite to eat. But I should, because I think it's all in your head. It's all your fears, blockers, some negative statements, and obviously uncertainty. Because when you decide something like that, you don't know what's going on in a few weeks or months.
So it was scary, but what convinced you to still take the risk?
The thing is that I'm a huge believer. And life proved me that if you listen to your inner voice, you can achieve everything that you want. Yes, it takes time. It takes huge struggles. It takes lots of challenges. But that moment, I just heard my inner voice, and I realized I don't want to stay at TikTok anymore. I want to move on, and I even don't know what is move on, where. Yes, I had idea, but it was just starting from scratch again.
You know, there is one thing that interests me is I have a lot of people in my network that I think either have their pet projects or working on something on the side. For you, you just decided, okay, that's it. TikTok is done. I'm going to be working on this project. How did you got to the point where you were never doing it as a pet project? You were all in, like, this is my life now. This is something that really, I think, is beautiful in this story, and something that empowers me personally when I think about it. Because this is huge step and huge decision to understand that, okay, this is my last paycheck. And from then on, I will be building a solution that doesn't exist. So you were not working on a FeelReel at the same time when you were with TikTok?
Nope. We had some discussions with my co-founder, Dmitro.
Okay, so you had someone...
Yes, I have some partner to share my thoughts about this business, but we stopped when I got the promotion because I dedicated all my power, strength and efforts to be a very professional corporate girl. Actually, I started with little steps. I told myself that I'm quitting corporate jobs or just jobs for only 3 months to give it a go. If it works for me, I will continue. If not, I will find another job. And I would definitely not recommend to anyone to give up the job just like I did last year, because this is scary, this is risky. Thanks to universe, God, and my partner and family, friends who just supported me in that journey, because alone I wouldn't be able to achieve this progress on the project and on my personal growth as I did without them.
So that's a brilliant point, I think. And you said there was a co-founder, as I understand, right? Your partner in crime, someone
Yes.
you've met and you started later on your business with. Can you share with me, how did you meet the co-founder? Let's say I have an idea, which I have like 30,000 ideas per day. And let's say I'm ready to quit my corporate job. How do you find someone to work on idea? What was your story?
Yeah, so first when I started working on the idea, shaping and understanding what I want to build,
You still work at TikTok at this point?
Yes, I think so. And I started talking to my friends.
Just sharing?
Yes, just sharing. I actually created very basic, silly pitch deck. I even didn't know how to create the pitch deck at that moment because it wasn't for investors. It was just for my friends to explain what I want to build.
Yeah.
And I started doing these Google meetings and saying like, oh, look, that's idea. What do you think about that? I even communicated with my ex-colleagues from previous jobs to ask for their expertise, feedback, like, tell me what's wrong, what's right. I tried to gaze at the village. I really love that phrase, it takes a village to raise a child. So I completely can relate, and I would say it takes the village to build a startup.
Wow, that's such a brave, again, that's very brave of you to present your idea to so many of your friends, colleagues. Again, when I think about this, thinking back to me or many people, friends that I know, it's very rare that you can actually present the idea rather than the solution, the MVP, whatever, just the idea to someone for the feedback.
Yes. So I presented the idea of the platform that will help you collect your favorite movies, TV series, and books.
Okay, so that's like platform of collections of things to watch and read.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not a unique idea.
Yeah.
It wasn't that day, but it's our base that we started growing and talking. And I'm very grateful that I started talking to people and they given feedback, and I realized lots of new opportunities that I can discover and actually implement in this startup.
Talking about the shift, let's talk a little bit about the shift from corporate to your startup. because this is very different, I believe, working in a corporate and then working on your startup. Can you describe in 5 words what is different? 5 defining words. What is different for corporate and for startup? What defines startup compared to corporate?
Startup is uncertainty, much more resilience and power. Not every nervous system can handle startup life. Corporate is more stable, comfort zone actually, because when you learn how to work there, you can work for 5-10 years there and build your career. Yeah, so this is absolutely opposite sides of the island.
Okay, you've presented an idea to your friend. How do you then propose to the friend to become a co-founder?
Actually, it was very natural. Like we started thinking, okay, so how we will develop this idea? Who will develop the code for this idea? Because we having the tech startup, and we actually wanted to hire outsourcing team first. Yeah. But it takes time, it takes budget, and when we started thinking about that, okay, you can do technical stuff, I can do design stuff for beginning because I have some Figma skills and. Prototyping skills. I could understand how to build this workflow, user flow processes. And yes, so Dima easily took technical stuff, his technical brain in our team and in this business, and I took product entity.
Yeah. You talked a lot about, so far, about establishing a team and about finding your people. But obviously also, if you've quit a corporate job that was your main source of income, and now you're starting business from scratch because you're talking about building a product, which takes time and resources, I think at this point, most of the people would be interested to know, that means probably you have to have a financial like you have to have some finances, some savings. Did you plan some savings before you quitted TikTok? Or did you just quit it with the savings you had to then invest it in FeelReel?
Yes. So actually that preparation was fundamental for me. If you decide to give your job, you need to make sure that you have at least survival cost for 3 months, 6 months. I didn't know how much time it would take. I thought that we will launch MVP in 3 months, and at month 4 we will be able to buy a yacht in Maldives.
Okay, that's a plan. I mean, that sounds like a plan.
Yes, it's just a matter of time. But I was really a dreamer and believer that we will start receiving some traction by month 4. It could be users, it could be revenue, whatever it is. But reality came into the room, and they said, okay, we launch actually MVP in 8 months. So I am very grateful for my preparation and calculation of my own financials, so I will be able to continue that journey and not to look for another job all these years that we had. So it actually depends on the idea. In FeelReel, it really matters to have your survival cost, because all our team were gathered and attracted with this passion and contribution to future. We don't look for instant income right now, but you know that I really wanted that. And now we're working on very long-term strategy. Yeah.
So this means you had some savings and you were planning to invest those savings in your startup when you were working in tech in big corp. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. What is FeelReel today?
Yeah, so FeelReel is emotion-first discovery platform that will find your perfect movie or TV series for tonight in less than 1 minute based on your mood.
Okay, how does it work? Explain it to me as of something who've never used FeelReel.
Yeah, so it's actually pretty simple. You go to our platform, you register there, and go with some short quiz. It takes only 5 questions, and we will provide you with the best results for tonight, because we will analyze your input data that you provided us about your emotional state right now and how you want to feel after watching this movies or TV series.
That's so interesting. I'm a huge movie lover myself, and I've tried your platform, and I'll be honest, and we did watch the movie that it suggested. It suggests I think like 8 or 10 movies. I've picked one of them because I watched most of those that were suggested already. I did watch it and I liked it. So I don't know if my mood shifted or emotions. I didn't quite click my emotion at the end, but it was nice. I really enjoyed the fact that I liked it. For me, it was the decision-making factor to use it again because I liked the movie that I got. But for someone, again, who's never ever seen FeelReel, can you explain how it's different from Netflix, Apple TV, something that already exists? Because you can as well go to Netflix and just, suggest me a movie. Apple TV does same. How does this different?
Yes, that's a great question, because I believe that these big companies, they interested to promote some movies and TV series that they have contracts, numbers, or they have some opportunity to boost these movies or TV series artificially. They also track what you watched before, so it does take your preferences, but we actually don't want to make our decision based on that. We want you to try something new, maybe something that's not relevant to you before, but now it will be perfect fit. We want you to focus actually on your emotional state right now, just to think, okay, what kind of emotions I feel right now, what I want to experience after that. Because if we have a look at the movies and TV series itself, it's a storytelling. It's very powerful storytelling because it can question you, your life, or your decisions. You can relate to heroes on the screen, and somehow you can be very related to what you see in terms even of psychological sense.
Yeah.
It will help to overcome some difficulties, challenges, just because you see that someone already did your story and everything was fine at the end of the day.
How do you see FeelReel in 5 years?
Oh, I see FeelReel installed in every phone in the world.
Okay.
So people will actually enjoy movies or TV series with comprehensive manner. Not just watch something for tonight, but watch something meaningfully with the purpose.
But I think currently people tend to watch most of the things unpurposely.
Yeah.
Like scrolling TikTok, scrolling Reels, scrolling just any type of the content to be busy to get that, dopamine kick. And how do we can possibly shift from this model we are currently in when the screen time is like 12 hours and half of that screen time is people scrolling through feeds, to consciously thinking through your emotions and the things you consume? How do you see that shift coming?
Oh, I wouldn't say that this is a shift because it really takes time. It's really, I think that it will maybe even take longer than 5 years or 10 years. But I see, for example, how generations are changing. Because our generation of, for example, Gen Z or millennials, they more in psychology stuff than our parents were. And Generation Alpha already more, intelligent, more with this technology than we were in that age. So I think that we need to work on ourselves. We need to work with kids and future kids that will go to this world. But it will not be easy and it will not take fast.
So are you saying that the market might not exist just yet?
I think that it's 100% exists.
Okay.
Because we targeting first emotional sensitive people, high sensitive people. People who always say, you're too much, it's too much to handle, too over emotional, you're overreacting. Because that's people, they actually feel so much and they just even can't sometimes comprehend that feelings. But our FeelReel with CBT approaches help people to do that.
Do you use any, reports or any scientific background to understand emotions and how people?
Yes. So we're talking with professional therapists who had 15, 20 years of experience, real practice, and we're using CBT approaches. It's cognitive behavior therapy that help you to recognize your emotions once you see the list of these emotions. Because when we conducted market research, we did actually 3 times, some people say, oh, I don't understand the difference between sadness and tragedy.
I think you should honestly add that to your MVP, like you should add that to your USP, unique selling proposition, because when you now said that to me, that makes so much more sense. Especially if that person, as you say, is looking to understand, going through therapy, looking for healing. This makes so much sense then because then you can use movies as a part of your therapy rather as an escape from your life. Did I just come up with a brilliant idea? I want to believe I did.
100%, absolutely. Yeah.
I feel like I understand FeelReel a bit more now.
I'm so happy. I need to talk more to have this kind of feedback, so I will shape the direction. That's very important for founders. Not hide your idea, not be very closed with this. Just talk, just share this, because you will see and meet so many amazing people on your road just willing to help you and achieve your goals that you want.
What if this current idea won't work for some reason? Whatever happens, you keep going for a year, second year. What would you be doing if it's not FeelReel? What if FeelReel fails?
It's okay. Yes, it can happen, obviously, because we're still very, very early stage startups in exploring our product market fit. But I do believe that your idea will not fail unless you believe in it. And the second, I would definitely write the book that I wanted to write so many years for now. It's fantasy book, so probably I will shift myself to writer to express actually all my feelings and emotions that I have with this life for 28 years already.
Or you can write a book about startup or doing a startup. Or like, I like that you have a backup plan. And I like that you kept on going, as I said, and still look happy. This amazes me.
Thank you so much.
I want to wrap up on the question, what would be your advice to someone, first, who's thinking of doing a startup, and second, of someone who is doing the startup? Any advice, one advice to each of them. So someone who's like me, you, working a corporate job, but have an idea of a startup one day.
Just start. Believe in your idea. Be resilient. Don't pay attention to all criticism that you will have. Because if you deeply want to create something, don't give up. Don't give up after 3 months, 6 months, 5 months, because FeelReel still on the journey to be successful startup, but it took probably 3 years to create this MVP. So we started technically creating the startup last year, but so much preparation were actually made before November last year, because I was creating my Notion page with the name of my startup ideas, and there's lots of them, and you never know which actually will work for you first and for people. So start first, don't give up, just continue, and you will see what will happen. Maybe you will pivot, maybe you will be successful in 3 months, maybe in 3 years, but just follow your passion and follow your inner voice.
And the second part, for someone who is already on their startup journey, do you have an advice for them?
Keep on. Just keep on, because only resilient one will stay on this journey.
Thank you so much for sharing all the insights. But I feel like it wasn't only about FeelReel. It was about resilience. It was about you, about your perception of life. And I personally felt very privileged to be a part of your journey and to get to know you better and your story better. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you so much, Angela, for having me. And I believe that you're creating something special with After 6.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, please do comment. Let us know if you are working in corp, doing your startup, thinking about doing your startup, or working in corp. Basically anything. As of now, bye. It was lovely chatting with you today after 6.